The 24-hour race of the Nurburgring 2023 is over, and we have a winner, the Ferrari 296 GT3. Why is this special? Because it's the first non-German car to win the race in 21 years. The last one being the dominant Saxpeed Viper in 2002. And after all the controversies around the 2003 Viper, only German manufacturers could win the race. The team Ferrari Racing is a legend and very experienced. And after the tragic death of their driver Sabine Schmitz, who was also the partner of team boss Klaus Abelen, it was great to see them winning this race overall again. But what's so special about this Ferrari, and why should we talk about it? First of all, the German GT3 cars of the last decades, or since there is a GT3 category, were developed for the Nordschleife, which requires a very special setup. You have all kinds of corners, fast, medium and slow ones, and you also have long straights. Additionally, there are jumps, even for GT3 cars with lots of downforce, and compression like nowhere else, and that every lap for 24 hours. Furthermore, it's really dark in the German forest at night, and the car's light is very important. In the past, non-German manufacturers developed their cars for smoother tracks with lower ride height and less wheel travel. The result at the Nordschleife was then that cars were bottoming out in carousel, in Fuchsröhre compression and during the Pflanzgarten jump. The suspension members, especially dampers, couldn't take it for 24 hours and cars broke. Also, the extensive wheel movement caused tires to rub at places where they usually never do, and this caused tire failures. Additionally, the jumps stressed drive shafts a lot more than on other tracks. So, all manufacturers always face a massive challenge at the Nürburgring, and the rule of thumb is, if the car works here, it works everywhere. Ferrari now developed the 296 GT3. If you want to know more about the technical details of this car, check out my other video. Impressive is that they don't just build this car on the experiences with their successful 488 GT3, they also use the same base engine in road car, GT3 car and Le Mans hypercar. That is a compact 120-degree V6 turbo engine. And this experience across different categories helps them now. The 296 is not just reliable like a road car, it's also very easy to maintain, like a Le Mans prototype. Important repair jobs can be done a lot quicker than on other GT3 cars, and components are easy to reach, because you can simply take whole assemblies off. The Ferrari 296 is a very good base car. It is a mid-engined aluminium car which saves a prop shaft and has good weight balance. It has a very low aerodynamic shape with small frontal area for less resistance. And, since GT3 racing is a customer sport, Ferrari puts a focus on drivability. So they created a car which is easy to drive and predictable for the driver, instead of creating peak performance in a few situations. How do you do that? For example, you create a splitter that makes sure that enough air goes underneath the car in every situation, even under hard braking and compression. They created a floor which doesn't react too sensitive to ride height changes, important especially at the Nordschleife. And they designed a front axle with lots of downforce generated by canards, sidewalls, louvres and center outlets, so not only ground effect. And while other GT3 cars cost around 400,000 euro, Ferrari asks for 600,000 euro, so it's 50% more expensive than the competition, but it lifts GT3 racing on another level. And with the win at the Nürburgring, it seems like it's worth it. But of course you cannot win such a race without luck. Also the Ferrari had a tire issue, but fortunately enough not far away from the pit entry. And in the night, drivers noticed that the rear dampers are giving up. So in the last hours they had significant bouncing and a nervous rear axle. So the win wasn't as dominant as it may have looked like, but Ferrari and Ferrari showed their competence in GT3 racing and won. So how do you like the new Ferrari 296 GT3? Let me know in the comments below and see you at the next video.